What's up, little buddy? Yeah. Oh, hello there. And welcome to the My Life in Movies tag. Here we go. So what's up, guys? Welcome to another tag video. I haven't done one of these in ages, and I was tagged by my good friends at Talking Movies with Us to do the My Life in Movies tag. And this is a cool tag because it kind of marks your whole life history in movies, you know, from birth all the way up to now, I guess. So yeah, really cool tag. Looking forward to this. And before I get started, I'm going to tag a few people myself. Get my list here. I am going to tag Reviewed Later, Will I Like It Reviews, Zach vs. the Blu-ray Mountain, The Horror Addicts, Spooky Astronauts, and That Horror. So you guys have been tagged. You don't have to do it, but it's a fun tag, so I'd recommend it. All right, buddy, letting you down. All right, so I got the questions right from Talk Movies With Us's page right here. Yeah. So let's go. Question number one, first steps. The first film you remember seeing as a kid. I think the first movie that I remember is Grizzly. And I was probably like maybe 4 years old. And this was right after Jaws came out. And they came out with King Kong and all these creature features. Grizzly was one of them. It's really low budget. In a way, it's kind of a slasher movie, but I just remember being scared to death by it because the Grizzly was pretty brutal in it, if I remember. I don't think I've even seen the movie since. Number two, teenage crush. Which actor or actress did you have a crush on? When I was a teenager, I had a big crush on Alyssa Milano. Had a poster of her on my bed behind me. And fun fact, myself and Alyssa Milano, we're the same age. Number three, bad choices, good outcome. A movie you watched and ended up enjoying, even though you wanted to hate it. I think the best answer for this one would probably be Serenity. Even though I didn't want to hate it, I expected it to be just kind of a throwaway movie. I didn't expect it to be that great at all. And I was blown away by it. I had never seen the Firefly series, but after watching this, I immediately went back and watched the Firefly series because those characters were just so great. And it was a nice, fun sci-fi movie, so Serenity was excellent. If you haven't seen Serenity, definitely check it out. Number four, first date. When you went on your first date, what movie did you see? I remember this. I was 13 years old and I went to see Rocky IV in the theater. And I've done my reviews on Rocky IV. One of my greatest theater experiences. And I just happened to be on a date at the time. But my date, she was not a fan of the character at all and she wanted Rocky to lose. By the end of the movie, she was cheering for Rocky. So it was a good date and it was a great first date movie. Number five, home comforts. What movie reminds you of time with your family? There's probably quite a few of them. I would say the Rocky series, just because I used to watch Rocky with my dad all the time. Also, as far as TV goes, I used to watch The Incredible Hulk with my family, the television series. So that one really stays, you know, near and dear to my heart. Also, Jaws and King Kong, those movies, I remember watching those with my family quite a bit. Number six, first heartbreak. What movie really upset you or hit you more than you thought it would? Gotta be Titanic. Now, Titanic, the hoopla around this movie was just massive, and for my younger subscribers, younger viewers, you have no idea what it was like when Titanic came out. It was really the definition of a cultural phenomenon. For 3 months, this movie just ruled the box office, and this just doesn't really happen. Didn't really happen that much before, but it definitely hasn't happened since. If movies are number one for 4 weeks, that is monumental. But back then, 3 months, Titanic was held number one. But it was a good movie and it made me cry. It was really, really sad. There were some great tender moments throughout. And it's one of the few like really big blockbusters that achieved that. Number seven, leaving home. What movie was the first you watched without your family? Now, I joined the military when I was 18 years old, and I remember the first couple of movies I saw in the theater were Under Siege with Steven Seagal and Rapid Fire with Brandon Lee. And this was kind of Brandon Lee's, you know, first big movie. He had done a couple smaller movies before that, but this was the one that was supposed to break him out. And then he did The Crow after that, and of course he passed away. Number eight, Good Times. What movie do you watch most and why? There's so many movies that I watch, you know, every year. Lord of the Rings, Halloween, Star Wars, the Rocky series. It's hard to quantify which movie I've watched the most. But all those are worthy answers. Number nine, learn a new language. What is your favorite non-English language movie? Gotta be The Wailing. I saw The Wailing last year and was just completely blown away by how great it was. And it made me want to look further into not only South Korean horror films, but foreign horror in general. And High Tension is another one that I really love, but The Wailing definitely tops that list. Number 10, Can't Leave the Sofa. What series on TV got you hooked? My two favorite series are Game of Thrones and Breaking Bad. And it's gonna be hard for any show to ever compete with how great those shows are, at least in my mind. Number 11, Sick Day. What movie do you watch if you don't feel well to cheer you up? I like throwing in a good comedy. Like Anchorman is one of my favorite comedies. Spies Like Us from the 80s is great. John Hughes movies are always really good to cheer you up. And I do like watching a good slasher movie, especially like Friday the 13th. That series is always fun for kind of a rainy day, you know, just to make you happy. Number 12, looking to the future. What movies are you looking forward to seeing? Definitely Alien Covenant, the new Halloween movie that's supposed to come out in 2018, the new Friday the 13th. But I'm open to anything. There's a lot of movies that are coming out that I'm really interested in seeing. And I like being surprised by, you know, movies that aren't sequels, that aren't reboots, that just blow my socks off. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the future of movies. Number 13, if only, what old movie do you want to see remade? I would like to see one of those like really bad slasher movies be remade, like maybe Sleepaway Camp or Happy Birthday to Me. And I say bad lovingly because I love those movies. They're near and dear to my heart, but I can recognize that they're not good movies. So I guess it would be interesting to see a remake. Now, the remake's probably still not gonna be as good because that 80s charm is just a hard thing to replicate. But another one that I would definitely like to see is 1986 Trick or Treat. Not the anthology, but the actual heavy metal horror movie. It would be interesting to see how that would play in today's heavy metal environment, so I would love to see that. And number 14, End of the Road. What 3 films do you think you will always enjoy watching? And just to change it up, I picked 3 films: Empire Strikes Back, Rocky 2, and gotta have a good horror in there, so Night of the Creeps. I just did a Drumdums watches on Night of the Creeps not too long ago, and I have a blast every time I watch that. So yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, those are my favorite all-time films, but it's a good answer to that question. So anyway, I'd like to thank Talk Movies With Us. Please check out their channel below. I'll post a link. And also, if you got the time, post the answers to these questions down in the comments. Would love to see you guys' thoughts. Also, come over to Killer Flicks where we talk horror all day, every day. And on Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. If you like what I'm doing, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. All my social media links are down there at the bottom. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.